Fist flying, no bounds. Podcast kings, we pound for pound. UFC thrills, stills, nights get loud. Big EQB, that's how we get down.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GRP. Back here on a Thursday and ready for the fucking weekend. I shouldn't even say that right away, but that's okay. I'm ready for the weekend because we got UFC 318. We got all kinds of combat sports happening this weekend. Karate Combat, Daniel James fighting tomorrow. I'm ready for that. And then UFC 318 on Saturday. And then a bunch of boxing, which, you know, I'm not the biggest boxing guy, but still excited that there's a bunch of combat sports going on this weekend and some stuff to talk about. And obviously there's some other combat sports news things to talk about as well, but not actually. There's been some crazy shit happening lately in the world of MMA fighters and stuff. I believe it was someone from the PFL. I don't even remember his name. It was something I saw in passing, and then I heard about it a little more. He got like basically almost an assassination attempt on him outside of a gym, which is insane. He's fighting people off, getting shot, craziness. And then some crazy rumors about Yoel Romero getting like almost chopped up by a damn samurai sword or some shit. I don't even know what's happening, man. Some crazy shit going on out there. I guess when you know somebody's a crazy UFC or PFL or any kind of combat sports fighter, professional fighter of any sort, people are going to come at you with weapons, apparently. Sounds like there's some other stuff going on with a lot of these things, but it's crazy. I'm not even like getting into those because one of them, the Yoel one, sounded iffy, and then it sounded like there was actually a witness. I don't know, man. It's crazy, but yeah, there's other stuff to talk about too. So yeah, there's all the combat sports going on this weekend is what I want to talk about. So that's what we're going to touch on mostly. But as far as for me this week, it's been a challenging week to say the least. First with things I couldn't control any of it really, but just some stuff. Again, another week of things messing up, man. It's like, what the hell's going on? I just want to have like a smooth week of work where I don't have the ginormous amount of problems that cause me headaches. And then I'm getting tested. I'm getting tested. And I don't have the best temper in the world. So yeah, when you test me, it gets a little touchy, but I'm challenging myself to be as patient as possible and to hold my head straight and just try to chill. This helps though when I'm here and when I'm here and get to do this. Like, I just was waiting for this today because today was one of those days where I truly got tested. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I did fairly well for myself, but I was like, I can't wait to just go home and be home and of course spend time with the family, but then jump on and be able to do this as well. Like, at least I have those things to do and I can come home and just forget about all of it. Because holy shit, was it a day. It started fine and then it just turned into craziness. So yeah, let's hope that Friday can end well, but it's the weekend coming up. We got a watch party coming up, which I'll talk about when we get to that part, but I'm happy about that. And then UFC 318. And you know, I keep hearing about how it's not the best card in the world or whatever, but as far as I'm concerned, the main event alone is going to be insane. I don't see any way that it's not going to be. With the two guys that we have going at each other, I just don't see how it's not going to be epic. So, I mean, you can talk all the shit you want about, whether or not it's a great card, but I think it's going to be fucking good as far as the main event, especially. And I like a lot of the other fights too. Infinity says Dustin has my vote. Yeah, man, I'm so torn. We're gonna get to that too. But King Tersey, what's up? Welcome back. The guys always in here in the chat, and supporting and adding to the conversation. I appreciate that. So welcome back, guys. But yeah, oh man, I don't even know how to explain it because I've been watching the lead ups and of course I'm going to touch on all this when I get to actually talking about the fights and just going through all of the fights. But just on the beginning on the beginning note here, um man, the ride has been emotional. Watching all this stuff about Dustin is just holy shit, man. You forget sometimes. I'm the type of person that kind of forgets like in the moment what I'm watching, and then you look back on it and you're like, holy shit, I witnessed all of this. It's crazy. King Tersey says I thought Costa can grapple Kopylov, but he said it's going to be a KO, so he's focused on striking. Yeah. But you know how Paolo is. He talks a lot of shit. And I wouldn't doubt that he's um trying to, deflect here and see which way he can make somebody think. But Kopylov is tough, man. I don't know. Costa can think what he wants, but his record lately hasn't been great. And I know he fights a lot of good opponents, but it's gonna be tough. So can he take down can he take Roman down? I don't know, because also Costa surprises me with that kind of shit sometimes. Some of the things that he does get away with is something that I guess surprises the hell out of me. And I always doubt Costa. I don't know why. It's just a thing with me because he's one of those guys. I think he's funny. Like he really is funny. The secret juice stuff and the way he talks, because he's got such a thick accent. He's fucking hilarious, honestly. But as a fighter, like I've seen him in those times when he's just wants to like he just gives up. He just looks like he just looks like he doesn't want to be there, and it sucks that he can't seem to hide it, I guess. And that's what's kind of shitty. He's goofy, not someone that is fully focused, I feel like. I think that's kind of just his character, you know what I mean? Like I think he knows how to turn it on when it's time so he can entertain. I think he likes to entertain. So I don't know so much that he's not focused. I think it's a lot more like kind of like Sugar Sean, He doesn't have to turn it all off to, he's a goofy fuck too. but he likes to entertain. So maybe he doesn't have to turn it off to get serious. He can keep the jokes up, and he's done it all before. Look what happened when he did turn everything off. As I'm talking about Sean, by the way. When he turned everything off and he changed everything, and then he still lost. And it's like, well, why do that when you're good at what you do, being a fool and acting a fool? As long as it's not taken away from your fighting, just do your thing, man. Does Valentine, I think that's how it is, have a chance at submitting Gautier? I mean, that one I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Valentine has not had the best of luck lately. His record hasn't been so great either. So I mean, obviously, I'm gonna break all these down when a little deeper and get into it a little more when I get to it here in a bit. But I mean, I honestly I appreciate the questions anyway, because I mean, if you can't be here for that later, no big deal. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get deeper into it here in just a minute. So but I don't know, man. Valentine hasn't had the best of luck, so I'm not too high on the fact that he's got a big chance, honestly. But we'll get into it. So anyway, as far as everything else goes, just like I was saying, the ride has been emotional for this last dance for Poirier. They're doing it right, and they're sending him off in the right way, and I appreciate the shit out of that because Poirier deserves it. He's a damn good guy. I've never really heard a ton of people talk shit about Dustin. He might have been kind of a little, I don't know, maybe not so likable in the beginning, but I think once he really settled into who he is, it's been great, man. He's been a great guy to watch fight and watch his career. ups and downs, all of it, the way he handles things, it's been awesome. So, of course, we're going to get into all of that as soon as we hit that, but we got some combat sports news and some other events to go over before we get there. Terzi, don't be, don't be shy. If you got other questions, keep it coming. I'll get in. You know me, I just stop and get into it regardless. So I'm still down. So if you got other questions, throw them in there. No big deal. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just didn't want to deter you thinking that, I can't talk about it until I get there. It's like, it's not that serious for me. I'm going to get to it all. I just save it for the end because that's the meat of everything. So I'm just going to get through these other things first. But before I go too far, I need to make sure that I shout out my sponsors. And you know what? I need to fix this chat a little bit and bring it down some so I can stop covering the so I can stop covering things. Gonna put Madden on. Okay. So yeah, Noctane smelling salts. I got a fresh bottle just in time for the show today. I just got it yesterday. I haven't even tried it yet, but just in time for the show today, as well as the watch party this weekend. And Patrick, I don't know if Patrick's tried smelling salts yet, but he's in for a treat. We got one with a scent. Apparently it's a brand new scent, and I'm a little bit scared. But we're gonna hit up this Noctane so that I can answer these questions. My last comment didn't show. Weird. Yeah, I didn't see it anywhere, Infinity. Usually it pops up even on the one on the screen. But you're gonna be like Costa at the presser today. Maybe so. But I'm gonna hit up this Noctane. You can hit up that QR code or the link in the description below. I always link to my sponsor, Noctane Smelling Salts. Keeps me alert, keeps me awake, and gets me going for the show, as well as when I need it for anything else. And I just got some on my hand. Yeah, this is gonna be rough because it's a brand new bottle. So excuse my expression, but oh man, it's the only problem is a little bit of leakage. Here we go. Fuck. Oh, there it is. Oh god damn, and it got me in the eye. Ooh, that's how strong it is. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Patrick not gonna make it. Oh, don't say that. No, I got the confirmation today. Damn it. Why you gotta try to you trying to put the jinx on things, Infinity? No, he's gonna make it for sure. Okay. You scared me for a second. I thought you were trying. Oh, I scared the dogs at my house apparently. Oh, damn. Yeah, that got me good, man. Apparently I told him to go ahead and just surprise me with the scent. He said he had some new ones coming out. Don't ask me why the fuck this was a good idea, but you know what? It wasn't that bad. It just hit hard. Black pepper. I don't know why that he thought that would be a great scent, but it really wasn't that bad. I thought I was gonna be sneezing. I sneeze all the time, especially with pepper, but with seasonings in general, and I like to cook a lot, so I sneeze a lot. But holy shit. Whew, that's probably why it got me in the eyes so much too. But that was strong. This is the most potent bottle with the red cap. They have a black one that's a little that's less potent, and then a white one that's it's like the beginner, the entry level. And I'm not hating on that at all. Hit up that entry level one and see if you like it, and then slowly progress. But unless you're just feeling crazy, I don't know if you want to get that most potent one just yet. Up to you though. I mean, I have people try the most potent one all the time. I just jump right in. So thanks for the sponsorship, Noctane. Appreciate you as always. And now that I got that out of the way and I'm nice and wide awake, we're going to go ahead and get to what we're here for and start talking about some combat sports. So let's get into it. And we're going to talk about karate combat, starting it off. And that's because we have our boy, Daniel James, fighting in the 8-man tournament for the heavyweight division in karate combat, also featuring some pretty good names in that division. Zach Pauga, who's fought in dirty boxing once. Ellen Belcher, ex-UFC fighter, he's fought in BKFC, I believe, and a few other places. Chase Sherman, also former UFC fighter. Tim Johnson, did he fight in the UFC? He did. He had 7 fights in the UFC, Bellator, PFL, a bunch of ex MMA fighters. Robelis de Spain, I talked about him a bunch in the last episode because I was talking about what's his name, Austin Lane, having beaten him. So Robelis de Spain is a fucking killer in karate combat, though. I will tell you that right now. He is undefeated in karate combat, if I remember correctly. He's got, looks like 3 fights in karate combat, and he's finished all of them in no more than 12 seconds. He's got a 4-second one in his first fight, a 12-second knockout in his second fight, and an 8-second knockout in his third fight. So that is a scary man when it comes to karate combat. He didn't do so well in the UFC, but he had a pretty good record going into the UFC, and then he just didn't do that well there. It just wasn't for him for some reason. But he went over to karate combat and he's been fucking killing it. So he's a scary man. He might be the favorite to win in that one. But we got Daniel James fighting Braxton Smith. Robelis de Spain is fighting Saulo Cavalieri. And then who else did? Arturo Vergara versus Frank Mbasi. So that is maybe that isn't part of it. Oh no, that's not part of, I'm sorry, that's just their main event. That's not part of the tournament. So the tournament is Daniel James, Braxton Smith, Alan Belcher, Zach Palga, Tim Johnson, Chase Sherman, and then Robelis de Spain and Saulo Cavalieri. So there you go for Karate Combat 55 happening tomorrow, actually. And if I remember right, you can watch it on, it doesn't say here, but I believe you can watch it on YouTube. So that's always good. And they also have a second, event happening. I'm trying to, let me get to this. They have a second event happening, which is that other poster you see on the right hand side there, happening on Saturday. So they got 2 events going on this weekend to kick. I mean, they're starting off strong with that 8-man heavyweight tournament, which is going to be crazy. Then you got Shahzad Reind versus Luis Rocha. You got Aileen Pereira, who is Alex Pereira, Poaton's sister, fighting Fani Pelumpi. I think Pereira has, let's see, how many fights in karate combat? She has 2 fights in karate combat, and she's 2-0 with 2 finishes. One in the first round and one in the second round. So both by left hook to ground strikes, finishing up like her brother with that nasty left hook. So yeah, she's doing big things there, looking for her 3rd win in that event. Lorenz Larkin, former Bellator and UFC fighter, he's fighting as well against Randall Wallace. We got Luan Santiago versus Zach Julosa. Let's see, who else? Alex Oliveira, the Brazilian cowboy, fighting Yalis Kamzin, I think. Man, these names, it's always challenging. As far as everybody else, I'm not too familiar with the rest of these guys. But yeah, between those 2 events, you got a lot of former UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, PFL fighters. You got a lot of good combat, fighters in these 2 events, including Daniel James, the American Predator. And the reason why, obviously, I like him as a person, I like him as a fighter, but I've also had the pleasure of interviewing him twice. And the second one I actually just released earlier this week on Tuesday, I believe. And you can see that now on this channel. So after this is done, if you want to check out my interview with the American Predator, Daniel James, shout out to Combat Sports Today for hooking up that interview. I collab with them, and I'm on their team for interviewing fighters. It's a good collab. Those guys are all pretty dope. I believe they are one of their guys, Mike, is live now or gonna be going live soon. He's gonna be doing breakdowns of betting and picks and stuff. So that's definitely the way you want to go. They're on a roll right now with their picks and their bets. So listen to them. Don't listen to me, because I'm not good at betting, and my picks are so, I wouldn't say I'm biased. It's just I overanalyze the shit out of things, and I just, it is what it is. I'll give my input on all of this, and maybe even my guess as to who might win, but you can't ever take it for granted, because yeah, you just don't want to listen to my picks and my bets. Maybe my picks, but maybe not bet on them. I don't know. Whatever you want to take from it. I just like to be honest. Listen, I like to be honest. Infinity's gonna keep me accountable too. So if I'm over here like, hey, fucking follow my bets and picks, he'll be like, you want to bet against him because he's witnessed it. So it's true. Anyway, number one, the American Predator is dope. The American Predator is a badass, and he's looking at retiring this year, but he's trying to go out with a big bang, and he's doing what he can. See, Infinity, there we go. He's trying to go out with a big bang and gain a title on his way out here. So he's looking to try to make his way through this heavyweight tournament in karate combat. But man, Robelis to Spain, I'm worried about that one. So Mr. James, make your way through. Best of luck to you. As I said, you can find this thumbnail in my videos on this channel, and you can go watch my interview with him, as well as one from a couple months ago when I interviewed him before he fought in Ryzen. So I also am kind of partial to this thumbnail. I made this one myself. I like it. So anyway, yeah, so let's move on to, don't forget, Karate Combat 55 is tomorrow with the heavyweight tournament, Saturday with their second event with Alex Pereira's sister, Lawrence Larkin, and a few other good people on that card, as well as the fact that Karate Combat's just entertaining. They fight in a pit. It's pretty cool. It's different. Obviously, it's karate. Like, they got different kind of rules and stuff. Go check it out. It's fun. It's fun to watch for sure. So if you like combat sports, I think you'll enjoy it. Going over to boxing, we got some big fights going on this weekend. With the boxing, in the boxing world, I should say. We got Usyk versus Dubois 2, and this one seems to be the biggest of all, besides the fact that Manny Pacquiao is coming back to fight. But I have my thoughts on that, so I'll get to that one in just a second. But Usyk versus Dubois happening tomorrow, not tomorrow, Saturday. It'll be on during the day, obviously, because they're at Wembley Stadium, so they're overseas, and yeah, that's just how that goes. I just realized I didn't take a sip of my drink. But I mean, that seems to be a fight a lot of people are interested in if you're in the boxing world. Obviously, I know both these guys just in passing from what I've been following here and there with boxing. Obviously, Usyk versus Fury. I was into those fights, and Daniel Dubois has always been a name I've heard, looked into him a bit, stuff like that. So Usyk is undefeated, 23-0, and he's got his last two wins were against Tyson Fury, as well as before that he had a win over Daniel Dubois already in their first fight, and he's had 2 wins against Anthony Joshua. Pac-Man, please stop while you're ahead, dude. That's what I'm saying. And he's also beat Derek Chisora. I mean, look at Tony Bellew, like all these names. If you're in the boxing world, you know these names, especially the top ones I was just saying. Fury, Dubois, Chisora, Joshua, and Usyk's beat all of them. He's undefeated. He's a champ. And yeah, they're fighting on Saturday for the second time. While a lot of people think that maybe this fight belonged to What is his name? Well, why? I always space the name when I'm about to say it. I have this fucking thing, especially. I can't even think. Anyway, who cares? Usyk versus Dubois is happening. Dubois also beat Anthony Joshua. He doesn't have as many recognizable names to me on his record, but he is 22-2 and, you know, fighting for the championship here. So this is a highly touted card. Undisputed heavyweight title on the line. WBC silver heavyweight title in the co-main. You got a WBA Continental and IBF Intercontinental light heavyweight titles on the line in the third fight down. So the top 3 fights all have titles on the line. So that's a pretty good card going on there. 6 fights in total. And there's your first boxing match going on Saturday. And then also on Saturday night, as it is in Vegas, we have Manny Pacquiao coming back to fight for a title as well, which is crazy. The WBC World Welterweight Championship. Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. And like, I don't even know what's happening here, man. Fucking Pacquiao is 46 years old. Barrios, 30. 16-year difference. On top of the fact that, you know, Pacquiao's been out for how long now? I mean, I actually should look that up. Because I know it's been a minute since he's fought last. And on top of all of that, let me see. The last time he fought was... Damn it. Why doesn't it say? That's annoying. It doesn't give me a date. Of course. I looked at the wrong one, apparently. Anyway, he's been retired. He's been out for a while. July of 2019, it looks like. Shit, I don't know. Remember the meme of Pac-Man getting put to sleep face first? Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, this is just tough, man. It's one of those things where, you know, he's just older. And I mean, maybe, you know, we've seen older guys, like, look at, fucking, God damn it. See, this is what sucks. I have so many MMA just things in my head that I forget about everything else. But, there's been guys that have come back and done decent in boxing and in the UFC. But most of the time, when you're out this long and you're fighting a younger guy and you're fighting for a title, like you're fighting the top level guys, and after coming back, like, you know, boxing is usually one of those, oh, you get you know, you kind of get an easy fight to come in, like a warm up to come back, and not this time. So with Pacquiao doing this, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, it sucks to say. I mean, he's got 62-8 is his record. Barrios is 29-2. I mean, obviously Pacquiao has that many more fights, so he has a lot more KOs. It's just crazy, man. I don't even know what to say about this, but it is what it is. If you're a boxing fan and this is your thing, then that's cool. I mean, a lot of times boxing fans will be like, what the fuck is MMA doing over there with some of the matchups, especially, you know, back in the day, Bellator was putting on some pretty circus fights. 70 fights equals retirement. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it, Infinity. Like, I feel like he shouldn't have come back. You know, he did the whole political thing, and it's just one of those things. Like, why would you come back? And how well is he gonna do? I guess that's my biggest concern, is how well can he do? So he did fight one of those Mayweather fights in Ryzen, which is crazy, last year. So I mean, it's not like he hasn't fought completely, but you know, I just don't see this going well. He's fought all kinds of weird shit. He fought Keith Thurman and Adrian Broner. I didn't even know about that. What the hell? Anyway, this is the kind of shit I can't get into. But you know, Pacquiao's a big name. In the end, that's you know, people are excited for it. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't heard too many good things about it. So it is happening on Saturday, regardless. We have another boxing match. I fought the dude with concrete in his gloves too. Oh yeah, I was actually just hearing something about that not too long ago. We also have another big boxing match that I've been hearing a lot about. Bam Rodriguez versus, I can't say his first name, but Cafu. And yeah, this one, they're both undefeated. Super flyweight, 12 rounds. I don't know a lot about these guys, but it is a fight that I keep hearing about. So I just figured I'd throw it in there because it is another event happening. Who else is on? Is there anybody else on this card? Pacheco versus Macombi and Williams versus Vasquez. So yeah, once again, 3 big boxing matches going on. I don't know a ton. I'm always straightforward. I don't know a ton about boxing. You know, I know the most about Usyk and Dubois here, as far as like the fighters themselves. But in the end, you have 3 big boxing matches happening. So you have 2 karate combat events, 3 big boxing events, and then you have UFC 318 as well. So a packed fucking weekend from Friday to Saturday. You know, nothing on Sunday, obviously, but Friday and Saturday, packed events, and we got a lot going on. So that's it for the boxing portion. Actually, not yet, because we do have one more thing about boxing, but it's not the boxing everyone thinks of. It is Misfits boxing. So of course, you know, this is the shit that people hate when it comes to boxing. But the reason why this is significant is because Darren Till is fighting Luke Rockhold in a boxing match for the Misfits Fighting Boxing Bridgerweight title. Yeah, what the hell he said? Yeah, exactly. But even crazier, we have Tony Ferguson coming back to fight in a boxing match. What the hell he did that for sure. Against, of all fucking people, Salt Poppy. So if you don't know who the fuck Salt Poppy is, it's probably because you don't get down with these fucking influencer boxing / YouTube boxers / fucking circus events that they have. Misfits Boxing is KSI's boxing organization, and I mean, they put on a little bit better fights than some other ones I've seen in the past, I guess. But they also have a lot of these just crazy ones that it doesn't make sense. I mean, for enough money, I would go get brain damage and retire. Yeah, well, you know, they do pay, I guess, especially with some of these. But I mean, I think it is interesting that Darren Till is fighting Luke Rockhold. That could be actually a good fight because they both can fight well. I mean, obviously we've seen Darren Till in the UFC. He's been doing pretty decent in boxing, honestly. And I don't know how many fights he's had in boxing, but I will definitely look at that real quick because I forgot that I had even put this in here to talk about because there's so much other shit going on that, you know. But Luke Rockhold was a champion in the UFC. So they're calling this exhibition boxing, which I guess makes sense. Yeah, Darren Till has fought Mohamed Muti and knocked him out in the 2nd round. And then he fought Anthony Taylor, knocked him out in the 6th round. And then fought Darren Stewart and got a unanimous decision win against him in May of this year. So, but he has looked pretty good in boxing. This will be the first time Luke Rockhold takes part in a boxing event of any sort. He's done karate combat once against Joe Schilling and got the win there. Oh no, he boxed Mike Perry. What the hell? Oh, bare knuckle, that's right. Fuck, that's right. Because Mike Perry because Mike Perry fucking knocked his tooth out, and Luke Rockhold was done at that point. He was like, what the fuck? I don't want to do this anymore. So that was insane. Terzi said, I'm freaking out, man. Chimaev is training way too hard in LA with Jackson. They're going to ruin his gas tank. He needs to be relaxed 2 weeks out so he's fresh for the fight. He's got weak immune system. Oh, fuck. You're not wrong about the immune system part, but it definitely could be it definitely could be a good thing for him to build up that fucking gas tank. But I understand what you're saying, because Chimaev is prone to pulling out. I mean, he almost retired because of COVID, of all things, because he got it so bad. And on top of all that, he's had other injuries and reasons for pulling out. So yeah, I understand. You definitely got to be wary of Chimaev and things happening with him. But the fact that he's in the US now is a damn good thing, and that's promising. So hopefully you never train that hard when your body breaks down. No, I get you, man. That's what I'm saying, the COVID thing. Yeah. So I mean, I get it, because he had apparently had the whole like long COVID stuff. But I mean, he was in the hospital like on his deathbed, which was insane. We saw pictures of it, and no one knew if he was going to pull through, much less knew if he was ever going to fight again. So your concern is real, and it's legit, and I understand that. And we definitely don't want that fight to go away. So Dillashaw said he needs to break in camo, but I'm like, nah, bro, he needs to be doing less. His skill is good even enough to win. I do think that he does have a gas tank. Oh, camp break-in. Okay, I got you. I mean, I do think that his gas tank is probably his weakest part for the most part, because when we see him go deeper into the rounds, it gets a little iffy, like we saw against Gilbert Burns. You know, so it was a little tough. So maybe he needs it, but I also understand, you know, wanting him to just chill. I'll be at 319. That's why I'm concerned with it. He's going to submit Dricus instantly. Ooh, yeah, that's dope that you're going to be there, for one. But for two, I don't know, man. I have done all kinds of hating on Dricus du Plessis, and I don't even mean that in the way that I'm just calling him names and being a dick about it. But Usman tougher fight than Dricus, you'll see. Oh, yeah, Usman was a tough fight, honestly. But I think ever since Dricus got that surgery with his nose or whatever, and he can breathe better, he seems to be a lot better. I am nowhere near a Dricus du Plessis fan, but I've just been burned enough by him to keep doubting him. So on this point, I'm not gonna 100% say he's gonna win. I just don't know that Chimaev's gonna run through him. I believe that Chimaev has good potential and a good chance of beating du Plessis. I just don't know that he's gonna run through him, honestly. That's all I'm saying. So you're not. Save this to watch later. Weasel breakdown. This will change your mind. Oh, got you. Weasel breakdown. Okay, I don't know what that is, but is that something on YouTube? Is that what you're telling me? I'd assume so. The Weasel, got you. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. Because yeah, sometimes you see a breakdown of something and it definitely big MMA channel. Oh, okay. I don't dive too deep into a lot of the YouTube MMA stuff, mainly because I don't want to be too influenced, you know what I mean? So like I listen to a lot of MMA podcasts, so just audio stuff, because with work I can have an earbud in, and I'm all over the place doing all kinds of shit, and a lot of times I'm just working, you know, so I got an earbud in because I can, and I listen to a lot of MMA podcasts. It's where I get a lot of information from, and then I put my spin on it and bring it here, because I mean, obviously I'm not any big, you know, I don't have all kinds of contacts and resources and stuff personally. I just do this kind of because I'm a fan. It's just any way that any other fan would get information is kind of how I get mine. It's just I put it all together, and Infinity said, yeah, I appreciate that, Infinity. That's why I like the support, man. I always supporting, always boasting me up. I appreciate that. But for sure, I agree. Too much noise throws your picks off. The one tough, this one tough is legit, showing the ways he gets it done early. Very confident in his pick, and I love both guys. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I'll definitely watch that, just especially when somebody recommends something to me. I definitely give it a chance and go check it out, because it could change my mind. And if it does, I mean, that's awesome, because I like seeing all sides of the you know, the way it could go and what could happen. So thanks for that, the heads up on that, and I'll go check that out later for sure. And the good thing is I can, okay, now Taco Bell run while listening. Oh, sweet. All right, thanks for continuing to listen. I appreciate you. So yeah, I mean, I always like when people give me stuff to listen to. I'll definitely go and check it out. So back to Misfits though. We got yeah, Tony Ferguson against Salt Poppy. I don't know about this, man. Tony's just trying to get something out. You know, the GFL was supposed to be his big comeback, and unfortunately the GFL is gone. I mean, it's like it didn't even exist, because it really didn't. They had a lot of it was almost like just doing one of these shows where it's here now and gone later, except you can actually go back and watch my stuff. You can't even find the GFL shit, really. It's gone. And that's because, who knows, maybe they'll resurrect it if they ever bring it to fruition. I mean, it would be a damn good thing for MMA, but that shit is dead. So that was supposed to be where, you know, Tony Ferguson was going to come back. Now he's talked about boxing for a long time. Now he's going to box Salt Poppy, who I guess made his name and his rounds in doing some shit. Infinity said the concept is cool. Yeah, I mean, it was, yeah, for sure. It was almost too cool, because it didn't come true. It sucks. I was excited for it because I'm like, dude, the amount of content I can have because of the names they were gonna have in that, holy shit, it would have been nice. But and a lot more combat sports to watch. But anyway, Tony Ferguson versus Salt Poppy. I don't know, man. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what to think about this, but Darren Till versus Luke Rockhold is definitely intriguing. And you know what? I'll fucking pay attention to what Tony Ferguson does, because you never fucking know. And Salt Poppy's not a professional of any sort, really, to my knowledge. So it is what it is. Let's move on. Let's get the fuck out of this shit. Actually, one more thing. I almost forgot. Conor McGregor back into the bullshit. If you didn't know by now, I'm about to tell you that you got to be careful, because if you see anything about Conor McGregor's leaked pictures, you might not want to check them out. Because he sent them to some female rapper who I guess is just kind of crazy as it is, and she posted that shit on X. So Azalea Banks, if it's starting to add up with him, yeah. If I don't know, man, but it was his birthday this week. He got caught out on the beach messing with some not great looking chick. I don't know, I don't know, but he was kissing her and shit. And he's married, so I don't know what kind of agreement him and his wife have, but holy shit, he's just nonstop with this shit. He lets it go for a little while, and then he's back at it again. He's like, it's my birthday, I'm gonna just, you know, have some fun. So anyway, this happened. I almost forgot that I even put this in here, but it was kind of funny. If you're interested, you can go look up Azalea Banks on X and you'll find the pictures. I don't know if you want to see that though. Whatever. He likes to lift weights, and not only with his hands. That's all I'll say. Oh my God, Conor, I always have to go back to this, because when Conor does some dumb shit, it's always worthy of where'd it go? He's going to be lifting court cases. Oh, there it is. Whenever Conor does something stupid, I always got to give him this.
Get your fucking shit together, my God.
Because he said the words himself, and sometimes he needs to be reminded that he needs to get his fucking shit together. But I don't know about that. Supposedly he's back in the testing pool. Supposedly he's gonna fight on this White House card. That's what he wants to do. He wants to get his 2 fights over with the UFC. So then we heard the owner of BKFC is Dave Feldman, said that Conor wants to get the shit out of the way with the UFC so he can come fight in BKFC because Mike Perry keeps calling him out. Him and Mike Perry had a funny exchange at the press conference for BKFC that they had recently. It was crazy. Conor McGregor came out sounding like some fucking, I don't even know, and he was gacked out of his mind. Fucking no surprise there. And that I don't know what else to say except for bruh. Yeah, Conor, Jesus, you gotta chill, bro, because I mean it's fucking quite obvious at this point what you're doing. So, but then again,
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I just use all of those right now because that's all I can't say much more for Conor except for playing the drops because they're just too easy, too perfect. God damn it, Conor. Anyway, on a lighter note, there's the music because we have the Watch Party podcast happening this week on Saturday for UFC 318. Make sure you tune in. If you're not subscribed and if you don't have that notification bell checked, please go do that right now because you're not going to want to miss this week's Watch Party podcast for UFC 318. When the main card goes live, we go live and we'll be breaking down, talking about and reacting live to all of the main card fights. The fucking main event is going to be insane. There's no way it's not. So, I mean, this is going to be, the live reactions are going to be dope. And we always just have fun and talk a lot of shit and have some drinks. We got Patrick coming in finally after trying to get him on for over a year plus at this point. Clark's dumbass forgot that he had something going on this weekend and had the dates wrong, so he won't be here, but Josh will be. Josh and Patrick are brothers. Lots of shit talking going on there. It's gonna be hilarious. They talk shit on the chat when Josh is here and Patrick's watching, so don't miss it. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna sit back and laugh and add to it when I can because it's always fun. Check it out Saturday. Don't miss it. I'll be posting on all my social media as well to remind everybody, but make sure you subscribe here and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I go live with this and everything else that I do. And yeah, that's it. Let's get to UFC 318 because that's what the fuck we're here for. At least that's what I'm here for. Everything else is just filler at this point. Big Onk MMA, what's going on? Welcome. Appreciate you for jumping in. Yeah, we got UFC 318 fucking going down on Saturday. And like I was explaining earlier, the fucking lead up to Dustin Poirier has been, man, I'm catching the feels over here fucking watching everything on social media, all the videos, you know, Poirier reading what people's favorite fights are and their favorite moments, what got them to be Poirier fans, coming from Manny Pacquiao boxing fight and 318 happening. Should be a great weekend. Yeah, man. And don't forget about Karate Combat fucking tomorrow. Daniel James. I'm excited for that one. And then all the other boxing too. Shit. Usyk versus Dubois. I mean, there's all kinds of shit going on this weekend. But yeah, so like Poirier, and then Poirier getting choked up, man. He's like one of those guys, you know. He's one of those guys that he's just a good dude. And Dustin was pretty humble in the face-off. Oh yeah. I mean, these guys have mad respect for each other. Isn't there a tournament going on in Karate Combat? Yeah. 8-man heavyweight tournament happening tomorrow. Karate Combat. Daniel James, fucking Robelis to Spain, Ellen Belcher, all kinds of motherfuckers on that card. It's gonna be good, man. I'm gonna be watching that one for sure. That I'm gonna be out and about, but I'm gonna have my phone in my hand because that's gonna be exciting. But yeah, so Dustin and Max have so much respect for each other, but it was cool in the press conference today because Max, you know, when they went to Max Holoway to ask him the first question for him for the day, everyone booed, and Max was like, yeah. He's like, give this man his respect, he deserves it. Keep booing me. Like, that's the type of fucking dude that Max Holoway is. And Dustin is such a good dude that nobody cares how good of a guy Max Holoway is. They're gonna boo him just because he's going up against fucking Poirier, and that's their guy. So, and this is happening in New Orleans of all places, Louisiana, where, you know, Poirier's from. Big Ong says, I can't ever miss a Robelis fight. Well, you can if he's in the UFC, but if he's in Karate Combat, that's fucking, do not miss that for sure. 3 first-round finishes, none of them going past 12 seconds, all knockouts, insane. Robelis is a fucking beast in Karate Combat. In UFC, he was kind of a dud. And maybe we'll see him come back, which would be interesting if he switched it up. But for now, he's doing damn good in Karate Combat. He kind of found his place right there. So just like Mike Perry kind of took off from the UFC and found his place in the BKFC, you know, that kind of shit happens. And sometimes it's for the best. He's right where he needs to be. Yeah, for now, for sure. Unless he, you know, does some other shit and gets better with other things, I don't know that Robelis will be. Maybe he just got pushed too fast. I don't know. It's not like he lost to Austin Lane. Austin fucking Lane. The only goddamn win. This pisses me off every time. The only win Austin Lane has in the UFC, which he's still in, by the way. The only fucking win he has in UFC is against Robelis Despain, which is a sad thing because Despain is such a badass. I don't get it, man. I don't know. I'm just hoping maybe he works on something and comes back and is the star that he might have been able to be, the star that he is right now in Karate Combat, as far as how well he's doing. Anyway, back to Holoway versus Poirier. Obviously, this is the third fight, and this is the last dance for Dustin, which is why I'm talking about all the emotional stuff, because Dustin Poirier's this is his retirement fight, fighting for the BMF as he goes out. And of course, he's a savage. He's a fucking beast. He's every word you want to call him, that's him when it comes to describing somebody who's a fucking warrior and goes to war. He wears that war hat, which is like the lore behind that is, you know, it's an old boxing thing. I don't remember exactly. I always forget who it was that wore it, but it's the red hat that says war in white. And he wears that hat because it means something. He's retiring correctly. Yeah. Well, that's the thing though, because we saw Max Holoway do what he did to Justin Gaethje to gain that BMF title. And while he didn't need to go toe to toe in the middle of the cage and point to the ground and go at it with Justin, putting himself in the way of possibly losing a fight that he basically dominated the entire fucking time, he didn't need to do that, but he did it because that's the kind of dude Max Holoway is. And then he comes out with a gigantic fucking highlight reel knockout. Holoway wanted that action. Yeah, no doubt. That's what I'm saying. He comes out on top. He bet on himself and he fucking won big. And that's one of the most iconic fucking knockouts that you'll ever see. It's gonna be top 5, top 10 all time ever for sure, because it's the last second of the 5th round in the BMF title fight. It's just crazy. And that's the thing is, I don't know, I don't want to see Poirier get knocked out when he's supposed to stand up and have that emotional send off and put his gloves in the center of the cage. How's that going to happen if he gets knocked out as bad as Justin Gaethje did? Not to mention, look what fucking Holoway did to the Korean Zombie. Come on, man. Fuck. That's what gets me. That's what gets me on this. I'm so fucking torn. I'm so torn because I am such a fucking Max Holoway fan, like no doubt. But I've been a fan of Dustin for a long time too. Him and the gloves might be in the middle. Oh shit, dude.
Damn, son.
Oh fuck, that's rough. Oh god, unfortunately that could be the case, and it sucks. And it sucks. That's why yeah, no, I hope not too, but that's why I'm worried. But we're gonna have fireworks in this fight no matter what. There's no fucking way around it. Holloway's a beast. Poirier is a beast. These motherfuckers will go to war and it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. So just, I don't even know how to feel. I'm just torn. We'll get into it here in a minute. Let's start off and take a look at the prelims, because we always gotta break, you know, we always gotta break it down completely you know, I don't go into full crazy breakdowns. I'm not that fucking professional. I just talk about what I know. And you know, I just like to talk about who's fighting and what's happening and all that. So we'll get your money's worth. Yeah, no doubt. This pay-per-view is by itself, the main event is worth the money, I feel like. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We've seen it before where something's hyped up so much that it doesn't wind up coming through, but I don't feel like that's the case here. I don't think there's any way it's not gonna be damn good. So let's start off with the women in the prelims. Carly Judice versus Nicole Cagliari, and Judice is 4-2, 1-1 in the UFC. Cagliari's 8-3 overall, 1-1, 0-1 in the UFC. So I don't know much from these two, except that, you know, neither one of them have to, I mean, it's one has 2 fights, the other one has 1. But Judice has been involved in her 2 UFC fights, has a fight of the night loss and then a performance of the night win. So she's coming for action. And for a woman to get back-to-back fucking bonuses like that in her only 2 fights in the UFC, you know you're gonna get some action down here with this first fight of the night, just like we saw last week with the fight night in Nashville, where the women started off the prelims with a fucking head kick knockout after I talked shit. And that's the kind of way I like to be wrong. I'll take that all fucking day. Please prove me wrong. But I think Judice and Cagliari here are gonna start it off right. Let's at least have a good fight if it goes to decision, and if not, shit, I'm assuming we're gonna see a finish, you know, on the feet more than likely. But that's just, it is what it is. The women start off. I think they're the only women on this card, and they're gonna be starting off the prelims. Moving on, we have Bruno Ferreira versus Jackson McVeigh. Ferreira's 13-2 overall, 4-2 in the UFC. McVeigh's 6-0, undefeated in his entire career so far, and has yet to fight in the UFC. I mean, he's making his debut now because he was supposed to make his debut before, but he was gonna fight a convict who can't seem to get his shit together. Cedric Dumas couldn't get his ankle bracelet off in time to be able to make it to the fight because shortly after he fought his last fight, he got in trouble for aggravated robbery or some fucking bullshit like an idiot. And he's out there doing dirt and being stupid and getting caught. And he had a fucking ankle bracelet on. So McVeigh lost his opponent there. And then he was supposed to fight Christopher Ewart, and that bout got canceled as well. Weight cut issues with Ewart. So McVeigh has had bad luck, but I think he'll have better luck getting to the fight with Ferreira. The only problem is he might have a tough time with Ferreira. He's coming off a win over Armin Petrosyan. So, and that was an armbar win for him in the second round. I mean, it's not like Petrosyan's like a world beater or anything, but he's a pretty decent fighter. I mean, Ferreira also fought Abus Magomedov, made it to the 3rd round. He got submitted. And then he's got a win over Dustin Stoltzfus and Phil Haas as well. The only guys he's lost to are guys with bigger names. I got to rewatch Bruno's highlights. I forget his style. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that really stands out to me 100%. I mean, he's got 9 wins on the feet, 4 wins by submission, 1 loss in both those categories, and he's not ever been to a decision. So that's a good thing, because win or lose, it's a finish. He got the fight of the night or a performance of the night bonus against Phil Haas. Flying knee and punches. I remember that one actually. Interesting. Never been to the scorecards. Yeah. That's what's crazy. So McVeigh being undefeated. I mean, this could be a damn good fight, but McVeigh hasn't fought nearly the. Does McVeigh get finished usually? It's exactly what I was going to look at. No, he's 6-0. So he's undefeated right now. Yeah. He's got 3 wins by KO, TKO, 3 wins by submission. He hasn't been to the scorecards either. So this could be a fucking banger right now. I mean, again, McVeigh hasn't fought the level of competition that Ferreira has, but McVeigh's coming from LFA. So, and he's undefeated. So I mean, LFA is like the biggest feeder league to any idea what it is for that fight to go the distance? No, I haven't I haven't looked at any of the betting odds of any sort, honestly, because betting's just not my thing. I wish it was. Maybe I'll try to get back into it and see if I can turn it around. Let me check if they have the prop on Fanatics. Yeah, and that's the other thing. There's so many fucking betting sites. It's like, damn, you got to do a lot of work to figure out which one has the best odds. So then you got to have all these accounts. You got to put money in all these accounts. It's like, motherfuck. I'm just not that into betting. I guess betting's never really been my thing. So that's kind of why I just don't get into it that much. But yeah, I mean, they could be a good bet to make some money off of. But either way, this looks like it could be a banger of a fight, especially with all that in the mix. So we go from two guys who don't go to the scorecards at all and seem to have exciting fights to two guys who have been kind of losing. And bro, here you go, Terzy. What do you got? Plus 1200 Bruno by decision. God damn. Oh shit, I should have put yeah, man. Shit, you might want to sprinkle a little something on that, because if it makes it, yeah, or throw the, yeah, I don't see, that's the thing, I don't even know. I'm like, you can sprinkle something on that or throw it. I don't know that throwing that in a parlay is a good thing. Probably on its own is the best to go with that one, but damn, plus 1200. But it's a chance, because neither one of these guys, I might go McVay plus 2100 by decision for a buck. There you go. That might be more worth it. Hell, I might do that. You said Fanatics, right? Yeah, let me check it. Prop on Fanatics. Yep, I might have to go check that one out. I don't even think I have an account for Fanatics, honestly. I usually do it on DraftKings, but that's whenever I do bet. Anyway, let's go to Ryan Spann versus Lucas Brzezinski. And like I said, these guys more so on the losing side of things lately. Spann's coming off a loss to Waldo Cortez Acosta. He's actually, oh my god, he's actually 1-4 in his last 5 fights. He's got a win over Oven St. Preux, which he got a performance in the night bonus on, but he's got losses to Waldo Cortez Acosta, Bogdan Guskov, Anthony Smith, and Nikita Krylov. Now, don't get me wrong, those are some pretty big names and good opponents to be losing to, and he got finished in all of those except for the one against Anthony Smith, which is a split decision. Terzy said, I don't bet often, I only do homer bets and UFC for fun. If you take parlays and long shots for a buck, it makes it interesting. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was doing when I was betting. So because I was just like, you know what, I just don't have the best of luck, and on top of all that, I don't dive deep into this shit, so I kind of just was doing it for fun too. So I'm like, let me make it worth it and bet a small amount. So I would make like 4 bets for $5 a piece. So I'd spend $20 and I would get a few different parlays going. It's like buying lottery tickets just for fun. Exactly. But that's the other thing with me. I don't even do that. I don't even get lottery tickets. I don't do scratchers. I don't know. Just the only way I gamble is when I go to Vegas or just go to a casino and, you know, either sit on some slot machines, which I like doing that. I just don't know so much anymore because I started playing blackjack and I got into that. So I kind of like blackjack a little more, but I'll do both. That's really the only gambling I do, and it's not often. It's when I go to Vegas or when I decide to go to the casino here in town. But so I just don't do a lot of betting, gambling of any sort, honestly. And so that's kind of why I'm just like, eh. Anyway, Ryan Spann, I might go to the casino in Connecticut this week to throw money on Poirier and Kopylov. Oh, okay. Is that where you're from, Connecticut? Or are you just like near there? Because you said you're going to 319, but that's in Vegas, right? If I remember correctly. No, where is 319? I only bet this. Huh. Yeah, Infinity only bets Clark, he said. Let's see. Man, it doesn't fucking say. That's annoying. Anyway. Yeah, so Ryan Spann is 1-4 in his last 5, and I believe Brzezinski is the same. He's on a 2-fight losing streak though. But yeah, 3, 4. Yeah, pretty much shit, 1-5 in his last 6, with only a win over Walter Walker, which, I mean, that's a good win considering Walter has been, oh, you're from Charlotte. Okay, got you. Yeah, Walter Walker's looked good lately, so a win over him, I mean, not bad. But he lost to Kennedy and Nzechukwu, who Walter Walker just beat. Mick Parkin, Waldo Cortez Acosta, that's a tough one, and Chaos Williams and Martin Boudet. No, Carl Williams. I fucking saw that wrong. But yeah, so both these guys, I mean, they've got one win in their past like 5 or 6 fights. So we'll see who comes out on top here. I mean, you got Ryan Spann, who's 8-6 in UFC, 22-11 overall. Bretsky's 9-6 overall, 1-5 in the UFC. It's tough. So he's looking to expand his win column there and get another one in there, because he's only got one UFC win. So that might be tough, but you never know with these guys. It is the heavyweight division, so you never know what you're gonna get there. Moving on to Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. This should be a damn good fight. Jimmy Crute has some good submissions. Prachnio, though, I think is on a pretty big losing streak. Let's take a look at Crute real quick. He's 4-4 in the UFC. Oh yeah, he's coming up. What's odd, in his past 5 fights, he's got 3 losses and 2 draws. Like, how do you get 2 fucking draws in your entire? Did Spann lose his last fight? He sure did, against Waldo Cortez Acosta. But yeah, Jimmy Crute in his last fight came to a majority draw against Rodolfo Bellato. Before that, he lost to Alonzo Menefield. And then in the second time they fought, and then the time before that, he fought Menefield again and went to a majority draw as well. So, and before that, he lost to Jamal Hill and Anthony Smith. So he's fought a lot of big name competition, but fuck, man, like, it's crazy. He's got some losses. Crute, kind of weird resume. I might go the other guy. I was high on Crute in 2021. Yeah, so I mean, he's got a lot of losses, but I mean, still, he's fighting big names, and that's what you got to take into consideration. He hasn't won since 2020, which, you know, you being high on him in 2021 is coming off of 2 big fights in 2020, where he got performance of the night bonuses with a submission win by Kimura and then a TKO win against Bukauskas. So after that, he hasn't won since then. He's gotten 2 draws and 3 losses, which is crazy, but he's a good fighter. I mean, he's got potential. So Prachnio, though, I believe is also, well, he's on a win-loss. He lost his last fight against Modestas Bukauskas, and then Devin Clark was his last win. And then he lost to Vitor Petrino, understandable. William Knight, he has a win over, and then he lost to Felipe Lins. So, yeah, I mean, both these guys are kind of win-loss. 4-6 in the UFC for Prachnio. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Crute here. Let's see. Prachnio doesn't have. Crute's good on the ground with those submissions. He's got a great Kimura. And Crute's has 1 win by submission, 2 losses, but he has 11 wins in the KO TKO column. Mr. Brown Cow, dude, what are these takes? They are whatever you want. I don't know. I mean, did you just get here? It is. I mean, but yeah. So I'm looking at Crute, and Crute has 4 wins by submission, 5 wins by KO TKO. So I mean, and he's lost in both those. So yeah, it is what it is, bro. Prachnio versus Crute. Who knows, man? Moving on to Fugit versus Dulatov. Dulatov making his UFC debut. And then you got Fugit, who is 10-4, 2-2 in the UFC. He's coming off a win over Josh Quinlan by split decision. He lost to Michael Morales. That's tough. But yeah, so I mean, there's so many fucking fights on this card. It's crazy. That's 5 fights in the prelims, and we're not even done. There's 9 total fights in the prelims. So it's gonna be a long night of fights. But then you only got 5 in the main card. So I guess that's what makes up for it. So then we got Gautier versus Valentine. And let's see, this is what Terzi was asking about earlier. Valentine, I'm not exactly sure how to say his name. He's 0-2 in the UFC. He's got a split decision loss to Therese Finney and then a TKO loss to Ryan Loder. Those are his only 2 fights in the UFC. I think Terzi was asking about Gautier and whether he could take Valentine down. I would say more than likely. I'm not exactly sure. Valentine has only had 2 fights in the UFC. So Dulatov. Okay. In his UFC debut, you're going for Dulatov against Fugit. All right, I got you. Let's see. Gautier, what the fuck? Gautier 1-0 in the UFC, and he's got a win over Jose Medina by TKO, and he got a performance of the night bonus there. So he's coming off the Contender Series where he got a finish there as well. So I don't know. Gautier's looking like more of the way to go on this one, because Valentine 0-2, but he's hungry for that win to try to get his first win in the UFC. That might be some point of possibility for him, but you never know. Wasn't Dulatov on Contender last year? I think so. I think that's where he's coming from. Yes. Yeah, 2024 in October, he got a TKO win there in the first round. So after that, him and Fugit were supposed to fight in February of this year, but it got canceled. And so now they got their matchup here. Yeah, if I remember, I heard about him being good. I don't think I watched that fight on Contender. So I'll take your word for that one as far as Dulatov being a lock. So let's go to Francisco Prado versus Mr. Brown Cow. Whatever you say, man. Terzi, I'm taking Valentine by sub for long shot. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, to get his first win, he does have 6 wins by submission there. So Gautier's 1-0 in the UFC. He got a finish. I mean, take it for a long shot. Might be a good underdog bet. Trolls have arrived with yeah, exactly. There's always got to be one. But moving on to Francisco Prado versus Nikolai Veretennikov. This is going to be a fun fight, I feel like. Prado's 1-3 in the UFC though, but I feel like he's always putting up, I mean, 1-3 and 0-2. There's a lot of guys with losing records on this fight card, but they're the guys and girls that will go to war. They're always gonna stand and bang or fucking at least put on a good show. All of his wins are either by submission or KO TKO. So he's 1-3 in the UFC though. He lost by decision in his last 2, but he has a you pronounce that name good? You talking about Prado? Francisco Prado? I don't know. Oh, maybe you're talking about Tennikov. Veretennikov. Nikolai Veretennikov. Yeah, I mean, fuck. Dude's name is so long. Yeah, it's Veretennikov. It's fucking crazy. I do listen to shit all the time though, so like I hear it said, so then I try to pronounce it the same way. I don't know. Some of these are fucking tough though, man. I'm no linguist whatsoever. Veretennikov though is coming from LFA where he was 3-0, but he's 0-2 in the UFC. His last loss was to Austin Vanderford, which is Paige Van Zandt's husband, and he got fucked up against Austin. Austin came out ready to go and won big time. Thanks. So yeah, and then he lost to Danny Barlow as well. So both these guys are fucking they're losses, but they both can, you know, we've seen them. Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm so like lost on everything here. There's so many fucking fights. I'm losing my way here. Going Prado just because he lost to Paige's husband. No, that was Veretennikov that lost to Paige's husband. So you might want to go that. Oh, I see what you're saying. I misread. Yeah. So there you go. Veretennikov for you. Yeah, there you go. So then we got, Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. These fools got into it in the casino one night in Vegas. I think it was in Vegas or somewhere, but they were, or was it a hotel? I don't even know. They got into it though. I think Brandon Allen had a fucking cast on his arm or some shit, but they started going at it in public for no pay. So they got bad blood. Marvin Vettori, 9-6 overall, 9-6 in the UFC. He's coming off a loss to Roman Dolidze. And then Brendan Allen is 12-4 in the UFC, and he's coming off, he's on a 3-fight losing streak. So he's looking to try to get a win. 2-fight losing streak, I'm sorry, one was grappling. So he's trying to get a win and not get that third loss in a row. But he lost to Nasruddin Imavov and Anthony Hernandez, to Fluffy. I mean, those are tough opponents. So when it comes down to it, you can't really, hold it too much against him. But against Vettori, he might have a chance. He's got to snap that 2-fight win streak and not get the third. So this should be an interesting fight, I feel like. And then finally, to end off the prelims, I like Allen Vettori to go full 3 rounds. I think it'll be a heavy scrap early, then a clinch fast final round for control. Allen is from that area, so hometown fight. Oh, okay. I did not know that he was from there. But we got Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. 12-3 for Phillips overall, 6-2 in the UFC. He's coming off a loss to Rob Font. And then you got Oliveira, Lock Dog, 3-0 in the UFC. Wins over Said Nurmagomedov, Ricky Simon, and Bernardo Sopaj. 2 of those were decision fights. He's got 2 out of the 3 with performance of the night and fight of the night bonuses. 22-3. Yeah, for Oliveira. But he's 3-0 in the UFC. So that's where it comes in, because he's done pretty well in the UFC so far. And he's got a cool nickname with Lock Dog. But yeah, so him against Kyler Phillips. Kyler Phillips has looked pretty decent. I mean, he's coming out the loss to Rob Font, but he looked all right in that fight. All three of his last fights have gone to decision, win or loss. So yeah, I mean, this could be a fun one for sure to end off the prelims. But finally, am I wrong, or did Phillips not throw a ton of volume last fight? I believe he did. That's what I meant. He lost the fight, but I feel like it was a good fight regardless. And he seems to put on decent fights all the time with the bonuses even in there. Oh no, that was Lock Dog, sorry. But yeah, against Rob Font too. Rob Font does that. I mean, he's gonna go blow for blow with you, and Rob Font got the best of him in that one. So moving on to the main card, finally. There's so many damn fights down here, it's crazy. But we have 5 on the main card, and we start off with Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. Phillips 125 probably will lose, but oh well. That's not bad though. I mean, it's not like he's a huge underdog, so I mean, it's not a crazy chance. It's just because Lock Dog is Oliveira's 3-0, so I'm surprised he's not a bigger underdog. But they probably take into account the fact that Phillips always throws down. So Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. Johnson's getting a bit up there in age. I mean, he's 39. Zellhuber's only 26, but Johnson is he surprises me sometimes with some of the output that he has, and he's fought a lot of big name guys as well as beaten them. So that's something to take into account. He has a lot of experience, and it sounds to me Johnson's speed, yeah, for sure. He's definitely got the speed. And he sounds like he's on a whole different level these days. I heard him in an interview earlier today, and I feel like he's looking to turn everything around, and he's looking to do big things. And he's going up against a younger guy in Daniel Zellhuber, who's gone to war a couple times, but specifically remember in the Sphere for Noche UFC. But yeah, Zellhuber is 3-2 Oh, he's got 9 sub losses. Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. But I mean, those are 2 like big names. Thiago Moises, not Josh Emmett, but Darren Elkins, Khabib. You know, yeah, it's like, it's one of those things with Michael Johnson. He's got a lot of losses. He's 15-15 in the UFC, which is crazy. So he's looking to have more of a winning record than a losing record, trying to win this fight. And of course, Zell Huber barely has 17 fights total. So Johnson almost has more wins and losses individually than Zell Huber has in fights overall. But Zell Huber is 7-0 in KO TKO and 3-0 by sub. If you see there, yeah, it's Johnson is 10-3 KO TKO, 2-9 by subs. Ryan Garcia lookalike. Yeah, I can see that. Zell Huber's a little more goofy though. But yeah, so I mean, 2-fight win streak for Johnson. Zell Huber's coming off a loss, but I mean, like, Zell Huber, he'll go to war. That's the thing. He's coming off a loss to Esteban Ribovics, where he got a fight of the night there, even though he lost. He got a fight of the night against Francisco Prado, who we talked about earlier, and won by unanimous decision. Then he got a performance of the night bonus in his Anaconda choke submission win over Christian Gallegos. So in his last 3 fights, he's gotten performance of the night or fight of the night, whether he won or lost. And that's how you know Daniel Zell Huber, his last fight was the Sphere? No, his last fight, yeah, that was his last fight actually. So he hasn't fought since September of last year. But yeah, so this is, I mean, he's gonna do something. There's not gonna be any fucking standing around with this one. Zell Huber's gonna go at Johnson and try to use his use his pressure and I guess younger age against Johnson. But Johnson has gone up against some of the biggest names, and he definitely is down to go to war with somebody. And we've seen him, you know, we saw he fought and beat Dustin Poirier back in the day. And on top of that, sleeper fight of the night, maybe. Yeah, I mean, possibly. It's just one of those weird fights because Michael Johnson is one of those guys where you never know how he's going to show up and what he's going to do. But Zell Huber, I mean, we haven't seen a ton from him, but the fact that the last 3 fights have had bonuses for him makes me know that he's gonna be in there to fight and go to war. And that's all there is to it. Exactly, the unknown with Johnson. Yeah. He's just and he's talking about the fact that he's no longer partying and doing all kinds of crazy shit. He's focusing on his training and focusing on the fight. So definitely a crafty vet. And you know, if he was doing as well as he was doing when he was just fucking around on the side, you know, maybe he's turned a new leaf and ready to go. So who am I leaning towards? Because of the unknown with Johnson, I would say Zell Huber, because I've seen Johnson crumble to somebody like Zell Huber when it comes to the forward pressure and the fact that Zell Huber's ready to throw down and completely just try to put pressure and move forward. And Johnson takes a minute to start, and then and sometimes if he just can't get a rhythm, which Zell Huber's lengthy too, he's got some length on him. So if he can't get started and get a good rhythm, Michael Johnson is one of those guys that gets frustrated. So that might be something to pay attention to. I was high on Johnson, especially him being plus 450, but I'm thinking maybe a sub for Zell. Yeah, I mean, that might be the safe bet. But who knows? I mean, the experienced veteran could take over and show the youngster what's up. You never know. Moving on to Ige versus Pitbull. So we got Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. As we know, Patricio Pitbull made his debut in the UFC and did not do very well. He fought, who did he fight? God damn it. I just forgot. Let's see. He fought Yair Rodriguez. and that was a unanimous decision loss. And while I thought Yair would be able to finish him, just because of the fact that Pitbull wasn't doing shit, he hesitated a bunch. It's like he was on pause. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking or what he was doing. He didn't throw a lot of punches. He just didn't. He seemed out of his element. And I get it. He fought for Bellator for the longest time. He was a champ over there. Comes over, fresh blood, new faces, different lights, different cage. I get it. But that's kind of what happened with who else? Some of the other Bellator guys came over, and some have had some luck, you know, and some have had some good fights. Like Chandler, he just doesn't have a great record, but you know, he's fought some of the big names and has some fun fights. But you know, I would think that you know, Patricio Pitbull, being who he is and the champ that he was, would come over and want to really prove it. But he is older. He's 39 now. But it's not like he's fighting real young guys. I mean, he's fighting Dan Ige. Ige never been finished. Yeah, exactly. So that's, yeah. He said lock to go the distance. Makes sense. And yeah, with Pitbull, I mean, he went to a decision with Yair as well. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he breaks out of, you know, the kind of the UFC jitters that people get when they first come in. Even though as experienced as he is, you know, MVP didn't do that well. You know, when he first came in, he hasn't really shown a whole lot. And then we got Aaron Pico coming in soon, so we'll see what he does. But some of these guys coming in from other organizations don't tend to do as well. And it's just a different level of competition. The production's different. There's a lot of things that are different, so it's tough sometimes. But Dan Ige, 50K Ige, because he gets a lot of bonuses, and that's what, well, he did for a while there, and that was why they gave him that nickname. But yeah, he's coming off of a win over Sean Woodson. Before that, he was on a 2-fight losing streak, but those were losses to Lerone Murphy and Diego Lopez. And yeah, those two went to unanimous decision. So, I mean, Terzi's talking about a lock to go the distance. Makes sense. He did finish Sean Woodson, though, in his last fight by TKO. Before those two unanimous decision losses, he won against Andre Fili by TKO. So it looks like a lot of his wins are by finishes, but he has some decisions worked in there as well. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a possibility for it to go the distance for sure. If Ige gets going quickly, then maybe he'll put it on Patricio. Maybe he's gonna want to show that he's worth the shit when it comes to late to the chat, bro. I just got home. I need to set the noti because I always enjoy your stream. Oh shit, thanks, Shawnee. Appreciate that, man. Glad you got to join in. Regardless, we're in the meat of it here with UFC 318 in the main card, talking about Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull and the fact that Pitbull didn't look well in his last fight. So. And Dan Ige came in on what, 4-hour notice against Diego Lopez and put the fucking fight on him. Like, that one was, it was a fun fight to watch, and with Ige coming in with that short notice was crazy. So, you know, Ige's always there and up for a fight, and Patricio just, he needs to get a rhythm going in the UFC and figure it out. Hamza Boris Chimaev, huge storm out tonight. Are you what, a huge storm where you are, or are you the huge storm coming in? I don't know. I'm just joking around. Oh shit, as I bump everything. Anyway, so yeah, this one could be a good one for sure. Infinity. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Ige's gonna get this one just because Pitbull just didn't look good. And if he comes out looking like that again, it's not gonna be a good one for him against Ige especially. So moving on to Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. Ige by decision. Yeah, that's a safe bet. That's a safe bet, I think. So we got Kevin Holland versus D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez. This fight was previously it was scheduled before, but that was when Kevin Holland wound up taking the last minute change up and fighting Chimaev. When Chimaev was supposed to fight Diaz, all that shit went down. So yeah, Kevin Holland is now fighting D-Rod. They've been wanting to fight each other ever since then, and it hasn't gotten to happen. So finally it's happening. We got Kevin Holland 15-10 in the UFC, 13 wins by KO TKO. I'm higher than most on this card. I like this card, but understand everyone's point of view. Oh yeah. The criticism on this card, I get it too, but that main event I think is worth it regardless. And that's just my take. But I mean, can Holland submit D-Rod? Oh, for sure. That's 100% what I think is going to happen, actually. I think Kevin Holland's going to hurt D-Rod on the feet just enough to get him down. And then he's going to get him by sub. That's kind of what I'm feeling like. But Holland has 13 wins by KO TKO, 10 wins by sub. He's got a losing record in that decision column, but you never know. Crazy, I saw Gary D-Rod in Charlotte, and that's the only KO loss. Oh yeah, that was the head kick, right? That shit was crazy. But yeah, that is his only KO TKO loss. He's got 9 wins there, and then he's 4-1 by sub, 6-3 by decision. They're both on 2-fight win streaks. So let's take a look at Kevin Holland. He's got those 2 wins in his last 2 fights, and those were to Vicente Luque and Gunnar Nelson, and those are both performance of the night bonuses for Kevin Holland as well. He got Vicente Luque by anaconda choke, and then he beat Gunnar Nelson by unanimous decision. He was on a 2-fight losing streak before that, with losses to RDR, Rainier de Ritter, and Roman Dolidze, and both of those were finishes for him. So, I mean, right now he's on a 2-loss, 2-win. And so if he keeps on that pattern, he's going for a loss here. But I don't think so. I think D-Rod is one of those guys that he can beat people, obviously. He's 9-4 in the UFC, and he's coming off of 2 wins. A win over Santiago Ponzinibbio by TKO and Alex Morono by decision. That was a split decision, though. King Terzi, he's durable in the pocket. Yeah. Boris says it's storming here. Power's going out. Okay. I'm sorry, man. Stay safe. I don't know what to say to that one. But yeah, so D-Rod's coming off of 2 wins, but just like Holland, he was on a losing streak before those 2 wins, and it was on a 3-fight losing streak. One to Neil Magny, the Ian Machado Gary fight that Terzi was talking about, and then Kelvin Gastelum. So, I mean, this one's kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's leaning more towards Holland. Holland is rejuvenated in that welterweight division. I feel like he's better off down there than he was in 185, and it seems like he's a little hungry again. So, and on top of that, he's got great submissions, and he tends to get people down and submit them. So D-Rod is one of those guys that stands on his feet most of the time. We haven't seen too much from him on the ground, so I'm kind of leaning towards Holland by sub on this one for sure. So let's move on to the co-main event: Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. And we got, I mean, this one, I feel like Costa, I don't know what to say. I feel like Costa, I mean, it does. Costa, though, he drives me crazy because you just don't know with this guy. He's on a 2-fight losing streak with losses to Sean Strickland and Robert Whittaker. Now, don't get me wrong, those are tough fucking opponents. But the thing is he loses to all of the guys that are not really. He's got a mix of everything. Slappy the pool guy Costa. Oh shit, we got a Paulo Costa fan here. I don't know, man. He got the split versus Strickland. Yeah, I mean, I can see it was close, but it just seems like he fails when it comes to. But Kopylov maybe isn't that guy, so maybe it's better for Costa in that way. Kopylov is a good fighter. He's just not. I don't know that he's at the level of Strickland and Whittaker. I mean, Costa beat Rockhold, but that was a different kind of fight. That was crazy too, when Rockhold was fucking bleeding on top of him and shaking all the blood off in his face. So, I mean, yeah. Costa lost to Marvin Vettori, who's on this card as well. But this fight ends via body kicks either side. Okay. Shit, that's a hell of a a guess there. I mean, a pick. I don't know. I could see it. I mean, Costa does have good kicks. Kopylov is on a 2-fight win streak as opposed to Costa's 2-fight losing streak. And he's got wins over Chris Curtis by head kick TKO in the last fight. That was the fight of the night. And then Cesar Almeida by split decision. I don't know about that one. Okay. He lost to Fluffy Hernandez. And then he was on a win streak before that, a 4-fight win streak. Chodilov by KO. Yeah, I mean, that's possible, but he has a lot of bonuses, and I mean, as we see, he's 6-3 in the UFC. He has 12 wins by KO TKO, so that's a good pick by Chimaev there. And then Shawnee says Costa has the better resume, but there's something about Roman. Yeah, with those 12 wins, he's never been stopped on the feet, but he has no wins by submission and 2 losses by submission. So I like Kopylov here. If Costa wants to win easier, he needs to take down Roman. Well, yeah, that's what I'm looking at here is Dolidze. I'm thinking Roman Dolidze because you said Roman. Roman Kopylov is doesn't have any wins by submission and it has 2 losses there. But those 12 wins by KO TKO, that could be where he gets Costa. That is how he won his last fight, by head kick to Chris Curtis. So yeah, I mean, this is an interesting one for sure. Costa just he's been in those wars, you know, and he's also gotten it was more about the one with Luke Rockhold that was crazy. Roman is basically kickboxer, very good jabs, piston like. Yeah, no, I hear you. And with those, again, 12 wins by KO TKO, that's a hard stat to overlook, especially Costa, who does get hit, as we see here. You know, he gets hit, he gets damage. Best thing about combat sports, you never truly know until the hands start flying. Nah, that's 100% true too. But with Kopylov, man, yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards Kopylov here, just because Costa is one of those guys that fucking always seems to, when I think he's gonna win, he doesn't. And that's, for me, I never have a bunch of I don't know, I just never lean towards Costa very much. I don't know how to say that without making it sound bad, but Costa hasn't fought since in 12 months. Roman just fought in January. Yeah, and I mean, that's another thing too. Costa has been kind of MIA for a little bit, but yeah, it's tough. Let me see here. Is it June? Yeah, June. Yeah, it's been just over a year since Costa inactive. Exactly. Like since that fight against Sean Strickland. Kopylov is more fresh in the cage. Fuck, man, it's tough. I'm leaning more towards Roman on this one. I don't know that Costa can hang with him on the feet, especially. So unless he can get him down quickly, unless Costa also is mad on that secret juice right now. You never know. Anyway, let's get to this main event and close things out here. We got Max Holoway versus Dustin Poirier. It's about time we get to this one. Holy shit. And I'm stuck, man. I do want it. Costa could be shell of himself. Well, yeah, after a year off, for sure. I think Izzy really messed up Costa's mentality in the fight. He used to throw way more body shots and power shots. Noticed he went back to jabbing in the last 2 fights, which isn't his style to win. Bro, as we got through this card, I started to enjoy this more. I don't know if it's true pay-per-view card, but some great fights. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of good fights on this card. You know what it is? I think there's a lot of fights on this card that have potential to be like those crazy back and forth fights. To me, that's the way I feel. There's a lot of these guys in here that win or lose, they go to war and they have a good time doing it, and they have a lot of bonuses. So Dana said this weekend will be finish heavy. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. I think there's going to be a lot of finish. And look at the last fight night card had so many damn finishes in it. So I hope that carries over to this card, especially with the type of fights that we're having in this one. I hope Dustin gets to go out correctly and be a good memory. And I do too. It's just Max Holoway being who he is and doing what he does is what scares me with this. So we don't even got to look at the stats on this one, because we already know. I mean, Max Holloway's only been finished on the feet once, and that was by Ilia Topuria. He's only been finished by submission once. All of his losses have mostly come by decision. He is coming off that loss to Topuria, though. We always have an end of July banger cards. We've been on a roll. Yeah, exactly. So I hope that continues. I hope that continues for sure. And then we got Dustin Poirier coming off a loss as well. I mean, who cares? Both these guys, we've seen what both these guys can do. We know what the fuck is going to go down in this fight. It's going to be a war. They're going to go back and forth. I don't think there's any way it doesn't happen that way. I personally don't care about the main event. I say this is not being salty because I love both of these fighters. I really don't care about this fight, especially as a pay-per-view. See, I would care about it either way because I'm a fan of both of them. And I feel like it's the third fight, and that's what kind of makes it less interesting, because it's the third time they fought. Dustin Poirier was Max Holloway's first fight in the UFC, and he lost. And then they came back and fought again way down the road. And one of the first times Max Holloway went up to lightweight, and I feel like Max just wasn't ready to be there. He kind of gained the weight in a weird way. But I just feel like he wasn't ready to be there. That was like 6 years ago or something like that. So I just feel like now Max has really cemented himself into the lightweight division. He's at an actual lightweight this time. And instead of being just a overweight, featherweight, that's kind of the way I felt like he was back before. And Dustin Poirier is retiring. He's retiring after this fight. So he's going out, trying to go out with the BMF title. He's going to have what Slappy the Pool Boy just said, Wheezy F baby. He's going to have fucking Lil Wayne walking him out in New Orleans. It's going to be sick. And there you go. That's what Slappy just said too. It's going to be so dope. And I just feel like it's going to be a great night regardless. If you want to really just nitpick at all the fights, I get it why people might think this isn't the greatest card ever. Of course it's not, but I feel like it's a good enough card to say, and I feel like we're going to get some really good fights out of it. And this main event, I like it. I'm not saying this card needs a title fight. I just feel, I really don't know how I feel. I don't want to be too negative. I will still watch. Yeah, that's the thing, is I watch all of them, even when I go into it saying this fucking card sucks. I still watch all of them. That's a pricey thing to do because they're $80 an event, but I also do this show, so I kind of have to watch them. So I know what the fuck's going on. But I've watched MMA in general, but I've watched UFC forever. And I'm gonna continue to watch, and that's why it's easier to do this show too. I like New Orleans too, so the location makes it better. Yeah, especially in New Orleans with Dustin. That's why it'd be a fairy tale ending if he gets the win. But it's hard for me to see Max Holloway lose. I hate seeing Max Holloway lose. And on top of that, to see him lose a third time to Dustin, at least after that, you can say, hey, listen, he's gone. He's done. It's over. I'm not going to lose to this fucking guy again. Will they ever go back to Arizona? Wasn't the last card Phoenix, Gaethje, Olives? Yeah, I would like for them to come back to Arizona, honestly. It would be nice. The only problem is the fucking tickets are outrageous, regardless of whether it's a fight night or not. They're getting ridiculous with these prices, and half the time I'd rather just sit in my house and watch it than anything. But it would be nice if they came back to Phoenix again, at least. So yeah, this is gonna be crazy, and it's gonna be, I don't know. Dustin is one of those guys that, like, just watching what he does and how he is as a person, on top of how he is in the cage and his fights, it's like it's tough to not like the guy. Max lost to Volk 3 times. He will lose to Dustin 3 times too. Damn. Dustin by Killy. Fuck, man. I know. I don't want to believe that. But I get it. I need to turn on my notifications for you, brother. You always have great points. I watched the live event with you too, not too long ago. Oh, thanks, Shawnee. I appreciate that. We're gonna have a watch party again on Saturday for this card. So yeah, turn on those notifications for sure. and jump in with us and jump into the chat as well on Saturday while you're watching the fight. Who cares what the fuck they're saying on the broadcast, because it's bullshit anyway. Yeah, anything good that comes from the broadcast you'll see on a TikTok or something. But anyway, Max Holoway, I don't know what to say about this guy. I love him. He's dope. I've always liked him. He's one of my daughter's favorite fighters. And on top of that, it's just watching what he did to Justin Gaethje in that last BMF title fight. Holy shit. And then of course he comes back and gets knocked out by Ilia Topuria for the first time in his career. That's what fucking kills me. But you know what? I feel like Max. I don't know if he's ever gonna get a title again, and I hate saying that, but no matter what, he's 100% a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer no matter what. So I already call him a Hall of Famer. There's no way around it. With especially cementing it was that Gaethje knockout. You can't get any better than that. It's insane. So for Holloway to come in for the third time against Dustin Poirier, who's making his retirement fight happen in his home state in New Orleans, it's just it's crazy. It's like a fucking movie. Saw someone say if he beats Dustin, he gets another crack at Topuria at 155. Well, I mean, now's the time to do it, right? Topuria just knocked out fucking Oliveira, but that's what scares the shit out of me. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want Max to do it again. It would be nice to see him come back and win, but Topuria is on another fucking level. I mean, he did well the first 2 rounds. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to say anything negative. I just don't know that he can beat Topuria. I think he can hang with him, but I don't know if he can beat him. I guess that's my point. So yeah, bro, I know Topuria is next level crazy. Yeah, I just think that he can hang with him, but he can't. I don't know if he can beat him, and that's just all I can really say. Slickest boxer ever seen. But yeah, and Shawnee, the pointing by Max in the center of the circle with Gaethje, like, let's fucking do this. Some of the greatest shit ever seen, honestly. No matter what. I mean, there's a lot of great moments in MMA that I can remember from back in the day, because I'm an old guy, man. I've been watching this shit for fucking ever. And some of the crazy shit I've seen, and that was just next level fucking insane. So that's all you can really say about Max. He's the man, and I hope that he gets out before he gets brain damage because of the type of fights that he has. But yeah, I don't know. You think Topuria boxing could have gave Floyd a scrap? I don't know, man. I don't really like talking, not really talking, but I don't really like comparing that, because the problem is at this point MMA has failed when it comes to boxing. When it comes to boxing, real boxers. I mean, Ngannou had that kind of fluke thing with Fury. I mean, it feels like a fluke because then he comes out and gets fucking annihilated by Joshua. So I don't know. I don't really like to talk about the MMA to boxing shit anymore. The comparisons just don't work. You know, it's funny. Max meeting in the center could have actually won him the fight, or lost him the fight. You mean, probably, right? Yeah, because it definitely could have, because he was dominating Justin Gaethje. We all need to go watch fighters in the crowd reacting to fights like that and some others. I love fighter reactions in the crowd. Yeah. Fighter reactions in the crowd are definitely fun to watch. That's actually some of the shit I look for when after a big event like the pay-per-views and stuff, especially when you know that there was something crazy that happened. To watch everybody's reaction is insane, and I love the fact that that actually gets posted all the time. No, won him the fight. Oh, versus Topuria. I'm sorry, I was thinking Gaethje. My bad. Because Topuria showed his boxing early isn't as clean when he got rocked by Oliveira right away. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying now. That makes sense. But, well, no, I can't even say that. Yeah, I don't know. That's a toss-up, man. I mean, that when you point to the middle of the cage and you actually go out there and do it, you never know what can happen. And that's why when people do it, it's crazy. And when they do it in a legit way, just like Max did with Gaethje. So anyway, with this being the last fight for Dustin Poirier, I'm torn as to who I want to see win, but I feel like it's going to be a great fight. I feel like there's no way it's not going to be all action. I think they're both game. I don't know that there's any way that either one of them could let each other off the hook and do it. My heart does say Max. But I would love to see Dustin go out on top. I don't want to see either one of these guys get knocked out. That's the problem. And it's fucking killing me. Props to Ngannou. Yes, the money makes the world go round, but very few MMA fighters step into a boxing match as an yeah, especially against someone like Anthony Joshua and get knocked the fuck out like that. Holy shit. So as we say goodbye to Dustin Poirier, I don't see a finish. Oh, really? I don't know, man. Well, I guess I could see that it going to decision and them just going to fucking all out war and nobody actually stopping anybody. So yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the upside. Anyway, since we talked about all of the Max and Dustin war incoming, 100%. Bro stepped into the elite of boxing. Yeah, like a fucking moron. Just because he knocked down Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury didn't really take it fucking seriously, honestly. That's probably what the problem was. So that's the unfortunate part. Anyway, as we were talking earlier, I don't make picks or make bets because I suck at it. So this is what I do. The Fight Wheel predictions. To your left is my the Fight Wheel predictions, not my predictions, the Fight Wheel predictions. Left up to chance. Those were the picks from last week, and the Fight Wheel did not do well last week because let's see, we had Austin Lane winning, which he did not, and I'm not surprised. Vitor Petrino kicked his ass by submission. Nate the Train, I wanted to win. He lost to Morgan Charrier. Kelvin Cater lost to Steve Garcia. Derek Lewis won, though, in a big way. That was awesome. Bonfim did win against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and Tuco Tucos did win against Junior Tafa. So I guess it was, you know, about even. I don't make picks or bet also. Yeah, man. So, I mean, I'm notoriously bad at it, as Infinity will tell you. So here we go. Let's see what the Fight Wheel has for predictions this week. I'm going to erase all these names here. I'm going to put the names up to the left as they get chosen. And yeah, let's see what the Fight Wheel has. Pick number 1. Do what you will with these. I don't know, man. This is just for fun. Make the Fight Wheel. That was a very hard card to pick, though. It definitely was. Oh, shit. And to start off with the fucking main event. Holy shit. The Fight Wheel predicts Max Holoway to win. To beat Dustin Poirier in the main event. I don't know, man. That's crazy. I can't believe that was the first one it picked. You loving that? Yeah. I don't know, man. It's tough. Let's see what else we got. But damn, I didn't expect it to go right for the main event. Holy shit. Here we go. Looks like Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland to beat D-Rod, which is what I said earlier. So, there's your second Fight Wheel prediction. And I bet Holland wins by sub as well. We'll just take note of that. Let's see what we got for our third pick here. Is it gonna make it? Dan Ige to beat Patricio Pitbull. Also what I assumed. So we'll see how that turns out. Not too bad so far on the picks. Is it just winner for the wheel? Not by, yeah, just straight up winner. So I'm not calling it by sub or anything like that. Just straight up winner. I think Max doesn't fill out as much as we think he does at lightweight. He does look bigger though right now, honestly. That's just the way I feel. He looks like an actual lightweight now instead of before where he just kind of looked kind of chunky. Max looked big to me. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see what we got. 2 more fights left. Let's see what the Fight Wheel predicts for the next fight. And it looks like Daniel Zellhuber over Michael Johnson, which is kind of what we talked about. So there's that. Dustin actually is lighter than he's ever been. He went on a carnivore and weighs lowest he ever did as a lightweight. He said, oh, okay. Max bigger this time. Well, Max looks bigger side by side, honestly, as well. So, let's see, who was that last one? Oh, yeah, Zellhuber. All right, so here we go. Last fight wheel prediction, and we'll wrap it up here. Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. He's 5'11", but he has a 5'8" reach. He'll always be skinny. Oh shit, Paulo Costa to beat Roman Kopylov. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. I like the interaction. So, Paulo Costa to win against Roman Kopylov. There's your last pick. And those are your fight wheel predictions. Max Holoway to win. Shit, what am I doing here? Here we go. Max Holoway to win in the main event over Dustin Poirier. Kevin Holland to beat D-Rod. Dan Ige to beat Patricio Pitbull. Daniel Zellhuber to beat... Who the fuck was he fighting again? I can't remember. Who was Zellhuber fighting? Damn it. Michael Johnson. That's right. Yeah, there you go. Same time. And then Costa to beat Roman Kopylov. Will you be doing a live stream? Yes, I will, Shawnee. So don't forget to hit that notification bell because you're going to want to know when I go live. And that's going to be right when the main card goes live. So don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, do that. If you haven't hit the notification bell, do that. Like it, and send it to a friend and tell somebody about it so we can keep growing the channel. I appreciate you guys for jumping in as usual. King Terzi, Shawnee, Slappy the Pool Boy, Infinity as always, and I don't know, that shit guy that came in here. What the fuck was his name? Mr. Brown something or other. Oh yeah, and Hamza Borz Chimaev always jumping in as well. Thanks to both of you guys, and yeah, that'll be it for me. Watch Party Podcast happening during the main event, or during the main card of UFC 318. When the main card goes live, we go live 7 p.m. Arizona time. Check it out. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and yeah, come back. And then on Sunday I will do a recap episode for what happens at UFC 318. So a lot of content coming up. Check it out. Appreciate all of you for always being in here and supporting and interacting. That's it for me. I'm out of here. Peace.